NJ Cannabis Insider, NJ.com's B2B cannabis industry trade journal and events vertical, is hosting a business conference March 8. Tickets are limited. U.S. Senator Cory Booker, who played a major role in unsuccessful efforts to pass significant cannabis legislation in the last Congress, says he will try again this year, but admits the chances of success had dropped significantly. "It is my intention to try to drive it as far as we can go, but the dynamics have shifted pretty dramatically," Booker told NJ Advance Media. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators worked until the end of the 117th Congress in an ultimately futile attempt to pass legislation allowing legal cannabis businesses to obtain banking services while also taking steps to help those injured by the failed war on drugs. It was Booker who insisted that both elements be part of any bill, fearing that the financial forces pushing for the right to serve marijuana concerns would drop out of a subsequent fight for restorative justice. The participants sought to find something that could pass the Senate with the 60 votes needed to overcome an expected Republican filibuster, with the House expected to go along with the final product. But Republican senators who were expected to support a final bill backed down in the wake of opposition from Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, unwilling to defy him. Besides McConnell, proponents now also need to overcome opposition from the leaders of the new House Republican majority. "It's definitely going to be harder, but not impossible," Booker said. Even so, enough Republicans in both houses have expressed support for cannabis legislation that Booker said he was not willing to throw in the towel. "I do think there's a chance. Remember, there's always been a good bipartisan coalition of people that want to do something," Booker said. "The urgencies that pushed us toward some kind of partnership are still there, on the business side as well as the restorative justice side. While President Joe Biden is looking at ending the federal ban on cannabis, which would solve the banking problem because federally regulated financial institutions no longer would be violating federal law," White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said the administration was not looking at changing regulations to make credit cards, checking accounts and loans available to legal marijuana businesses. She said it was an issue for Capitol Hill. "As you know, this is something that Congress is working on," she said. "And we understand that there's interest in legislation and action, but I would refer you to Congress. For now, though, this is a cannabis crisis," Booker said. "We still have a nation where businesses can't get access to capital, particularly hurting non-traditional businesses," he said. "People's lives are being put at risk because they're dealing in all-cash businesses. It's helping the further concentration of the cannabis industry where these multi-state operators are buying up all the licenses from non-traditional businesses. That's why passage of the Secure and Fair Enforcement, or SAFE, Banking Act was so important," said Michael Correa, the top lobbyist for the National Cannabis Industry Association. "Without it, the biggest companies just buy everyone else out and get even bigger," he said. "The big guys have access to capital," Correa said. "The smaller guys don't. The smaller guys are left with a choice: I struggle to make ends meet, I sell, I get out of the business, or I give half my company away to a venture capitalist." SAFE was never expected to be a perfect bill. "It was let's help whoever we can," he said. Booker said that what bothers him is that despite the legalization of cannabis in state after state, those hurt the most by the war on drugs have yet to benefit. "It's incredibly frustrating. All my fears are being materialized right now," he said. "People who have criminal convictions for doing things that past presidents, congresspeople and senators have done are still having their economic lives severely constricted, and communities that were disproportionately targeted by marijuana enforcement are the ones where the people from those communities are less likely to be able to start businesses. Our journalism needs your support. Please subscribe today to NJ.com.